Yeah. Okay. I wish it still would at least show me. Alright, well, recording started. I'm still going to give it a few moments to see if anybody joins us. I'll give a little announcement. I think Dustin will probably be able to trim the recording, but if not, I'm trying to get something going for some music or something real quick.
Corrupt.
Sorry, I've got a couple things going on. Let's play some music real quick while we wait. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Alrighty. Alright, this evening we're going to be talking about merch labs. I'll go ahead and get into it. If anybody joins late, they can wind the recording back once we post it. Or if you just listen to this later, awesome. Tonight, I might have some interruptions with my son. It's just me and him this evening. The rest are, at least the next couple days after that, I'll be completely free and available whenever I'm doing these. But for tonight, he is with me, so there might be a few little interruptions. No big deal. It'll be short and sweet. Anyways, so MetaLabz, what is it? How does it function and work with us? And what are the different pieces of the puzzle that kind of revolve around MetaLabz? That's what we'll be getting into today. First and foremost, obviously, we have our merch store live currently right now. So anybody who listens to this or you listen to it now, if you haven't been there yet, go check it out. The only way that you can currently view any of our personal MetaLabz items that are for sale is with an MBC Ranger. It's an NFT from our original NFT series. They're openly available on the market. People are trading them constantly. We do not mint them new, so you do have to buy them secondhand. Everybody who's in the room right now listening owns many of them. But hopefully somebody listens to this recording, and if you want one, just check out nftrade.com. There's always listings there, and then you can also just pop into this Discord that I'm currently in and ask around. We have plenty of members willing to part ways with some extra Rangers that they currently hold. Now, that won't be the case for our merch store always. You will be able to purchase items without a Ranger. Your selection of items that you can purchase without a Ranger will always be a bit more limited than what you could get if you did have a Ranger from the MetaLabz store. Other clients that are utilizing MetaLabz, they may operate different and choose to operate differently. We have some clients that aren't even Web3 related whatsoever that utilize MetaLabz for their merchandise solution. So obviously they don't have any type of gating involved within their system. But MetaLabz as a service, and what MetaLabz, the entity, the company, the LLC does is operates as a full merchandise solution and a turnkey solution at that. So what it's meant for is for projects, companies, brands that want to get into that merchandise market that don't necessarily want to mess with the management, the fulfillment, the customer service, and et cetera, that goes along with that avenue. It's quite a bit, when you think about having to not just get the designs, but implement the designs on the items, find the items, stock the items, ship the items, et cetera, et cetera. All of these things. Even if they wanted to utilize their own third-party solution just for the fulfillment, they then have to work within the constraints of how do they implement the store onto their website, how do they brand the store, and all of that function. And then how do they manage it? Are they the merchant solution as far as merchant processing? All of these small little things, especially when you're first starting out and your goal isn't to be somebody who is selling items, is a huge deterrent. If your goal is to operate as a token and to do token things or to do DeFi things, maybe you're out there building the next, Mirror protocol or some crazy blockbusters tech. Who knows? They're out there doing something like that, or you're SafeMoon. But you would like to find a way to quickly implement a merchandise solution that can tie into your ecosystem as well. If that's what you're interested in. And if you're not interested in tying into a tokenized ecosystem, it's still a fantastic merchandise solution that's quick, plug and play, and most importantly, looks and feels like the client's, looks and feels like yours. So if you were a client and you came to us and you said, hey, I really want to get into actually offering some merchandise, and I want to be able to get my designs out there available for people to buy as soon as possible. We could literally turn you around, turnkey, shop door, out the door, operational, selling things within a few short days, provided you had the artwork and you were willing to implement that. If you didn't, you could pay us to do it for you. We might ask for a few additional days for full implementation just so we can coordinate with your team and we can make sure that we have the designs implemented as best as possible between our teams. But regardless, we could get it operational in a very short period of time and have you selling merchandise, especially for new launches and new projects that are right out the gate, and they've got that really, intense community behind them that wants to support them in any way, and they're looking for revenue. And if they're a good company, if they care, if they're a good project, hopefully they're looking for a way to actually expand on their ecosystem and utilize the offerings within their ecosystem. And not to be vague about that, but I simply mean things like NFTs or the token themselves and how to actually embed rewards, embed revenue, returns, and embed actual use case within those items. They can do this directly, immediately with the MetaLabz solution. And what do I mean by that? So we give them here, we'll talk about this and I'll break that part down within this next part. Okay, so that's what MetaLabz is doing on a day-to-day basis. And growing, adding additional clients and adding additional brands in, expanding on the merchandise offerings as we can, and expanding on the implementation offerings. That's MetaLabz in a nutshell. And it moves through and will continue to grow and expand very rapidly now that we have things live. Now that we have things live, and you'll see a couple more stores go live within the next, few days, next week, we'll begin rapidly doing a sales expansion on those clients and bringing more and more under the fold. So let's talk about money for a moment. How does MetaLabz work? How does that operate, and what does that mean for MetaLabz? Well, MetaLabz is its own entity. It does have its own cost. It does have its own hard numbers that it has to produce in order for it to operate and produce and offer all the great things that it offers. It handles its own hosting and all those great things. But, of course, it has a deep, direct tie and relationship to MetaLabz. So, the easiest way to explain the next run-through of everything is to simply say that anything that I reference that I say goes to MetaLabz, just know that of all revenue of anything that MetaLabz produces, it shares with MetaLabz. For a number of reasons. A, it being kind of like a sponsored parent company, it being the direct facilitator of clients and et cetera, et cetera. So there's reasons why there's that exchange of revenue. So anything that MetaLabz does, if a shirt is sold, if a cup is sold, anything at all, and if it's our client, if it's MetaLabz itself, obviously if it's MetaLabz, a large portion is going to MetaLabz, but even if it's any client at all through the future history of everything, for every dollar that's transacted, a portion is going to MetaLabz. Portion is going to MetaLabz. The exact breakdown of that depends greatly on the items and what their costs are, what the margins are, and etc. we have to be competitive. So we allow our clients to set their own pricing within reason, of course. It's always above cost, but they're setting their own margins. We allow this so they can compete against each other, against us, and against the open market, whichever way they feel they should and could. Remember, if you design something and it's a great design and it's beautiful, you can charge whatever you want to for it. And if you believe it's worth it, then it's worth it. So a number of different things go into different teams' choice in pricing, whether it's their design, the input, or just the competitive nature of trying to move that item, or if it's just a humbled offering of wanting to give something back to the community that's cool for as cheap as possible. Different items, I'm sure, get priced differently for those reasons. Point is, we allow them to set those prices. In doing so, the margins between items change rapidly, but we do get set percentages. 10% of the markup from the base cost goes directly to MetaLabz. Of that 10%, MetaLabz splits a percentage with MetaLabz. Now, that's a running thing. So, as well, there's fees that the clients have to pay for like a monthly maintenance and hosted cost of the store itself. That cost is just directly forwarded. We don't personally mark that up. Just to be completely transparent, the only thing that you see there is a markup to the next rounded number. So if the client's exact package of how many gates they want, what type of gating they want, and the type of store that they want, let's just say it came out to, $37.60 or something. We would just do that up to 40, just to be 100% transparent, to make it really easy and simple for the transaction. It's a $40 cost monthly that they would have to pay for forwarded over to us. Again, not any one or not any two stores are the exact same, so that cost will vary between clients. Again, that's a forwarded cost. We're not marking that up any, so there is no shared revenue there. That just forwarded there. Now, outside of that, we also have the upfront implementation fee. This is the one that's exciting for you guys, the MetaLabz holders, because this is the direct service offering of MetaLabz. MetaLabz handles the implementation services for MetaLabz. Very, nice full circle thing there. Now, that is the upfront cost. There's always some type of upfront cost. If you want, something specifically built out for you and you want us to implement it for you on your website in a nice, neat way. Now, that cost, again, does vary just a little bit between clients. Some clients are more hands-on specifically with their web development. And if they are more hands-on with their web development, that's fantastic because that saves us time and it gets everybody happy and moving faster. If that's the case, then we're able to hand them over implementation packages that allow them to do a lot of that last mile work and make their store look and feel the exact way that they want it to themselves, without having to do the back and forth ping pong my son. Anyways, that back and forth ping pong that we always, every single day of my life are doing with clients. Which, hey, that's the gig. I'm happy for it. But point is, that's actually usually the longest part of any development cycle is, hey, we get to that last mile, everything's built, works technically, now We want it to look and operate and function the exact way that we envisioned it in our minds whenever we were dreaming this up. And everybody dreams it up a little bit differently. So that part is, like I said, usually very time consuming. And because it's time consuming, it's also costly. That said, at least 80% of our clients choose to go that path where, hey, we don't have anybody to do this. Can you do this part for us as well? Yes, absolutely. That's our bread and butter. It's what we do all the time. That's what we call, client implementation. We implementate it for the client. We do the implementation for the client, build out the page, model the page, design the page, turn the page live, host the page, everything. We just handle that entire thing for them to where it's just a built solution, still looks just like theirs, like they built it themselves, but it's really built, managed, ran, hosted by us. Most of our clients, that's how everything operates. We have their website, we have all that good jazz. We don't have to do anything to it most of the time, but we build it, we host it, all that good stuff. That would be the case for likely, I don't know, hopefully with MetaLabz, since it's its own standalone thing, we can kind of package that a little bit more turnkey for more people, and we're not just doing it for our individual clients, but we're doing it for, a wider net of people. That wider net will likely contain more people who can do the self-implementation on their side. That said, for all the ones that we are implementing it for, A, it's costly, and B, that's where the MetaLabz holders get a larger immediate return directly to their pockets. Because of every implementation fee that we do, 25% of that goes directly to the holders in the form of B&B rewards. Now, the rest of it is revenue. The rest of it goes back into operations for, paying people, doing development, continuing to grow, other product service offerings, and things of that nature. But 25% of it will go directly back over to the holders. Now, what can you expect when I say that? Again, it varies quite a bit, honestly. It could be anywhere from as cheap as $600 all the way up to $1,600. You never know what somebody wants and how they want to accomplish it, how it's going to look, and how it's going to operate. That said, it is just web pages, so it's not going to be anything, extremely crazy, because all the hard stuff has already been built and works and operates, and we're just pushing it forward to something. That said, where we have to push it forward to, again, could be anywhere from $600 to $1,700, depending on how many pages they want, how many categories do they want, how do they want it to be searchable, how do they want it to look, are we adding it to an existing format on their website, or are we building it directly from scratch and just designing it our own, and they want it to look and feel differently than everybody else's. All those things, all those things racked up dollars. So dependent on what that looks like, you guys, and it might not seem like a lot whenever you break it all down, because hey, that's saying you guys might get anywhere from $150 into the pool all the way up to $400 in the pool. That said, that's just one client. We very, very, very much plan on MetaLabz being a brand solution for a lot of people. We've built it and designed it in a way that it's really fluid. We can operate for, again, token projects, non-token projects, NFT-only projects, non-Web3 projects, just regular real-world companies. your local lawn man company. If he's got like a really cool lawn man company and he wants to start selling merch or something, he can do it. Your local YouTuber, who knows? Anybody that wants to get in to offering a merchandise solution and they have their own little domain name somewhere and they just want to be able to have their store, or even if they don't and they just want that store built and they want everything, they can come see us. MetaLabz builds the website, designs the store. MerchLabz sends over all the products, handles the fulfillment, handles the merchant processing, handles the payments to the to everybody, handles the payments to all parties involved, handles the account settlements. The client who is utilizing the service gets a check or gets a deposit, and that's it. That's all they have to worry about. They worry about signing up, providing the designs, or opting to pay MerchLabz to design the stuff for them. In that case, they do pay a little bit more. That fee, again, will go directly to MerchLabz, but they split off a percentage of all revenue with MetaLabz. So MetaLabz would get paid in that scenario as well. But regardless, back to the point, in that scenario, the client's doing nothing other than opening a conversation, saying, hey, I'd like to do this, and paying the deposit to get everything started. And then from there, they just simply get paid as their merch sells. Account settlement, I think, is done at the end of every month. And that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Everybody's happy. It couldn't be any easier for that end user, for that client, for that person that we're offering the service for. Now, let's talk about why you would want this service and why. Actually, we talked about that in the beginning part. But what else might you gate, and what else might you see offered through MerchLabz? Because right now we're talking about actual merchandise items. So, and that's what this, believe me, that's what this was built for and designed for. That said, these tools are applicable to many other things. And we already have clients that are knocking on the door of those things. But I have already mapped it out myself, and we don't have a client ready to roll and ready to do this yet, what I'm going to talk about. But we have clients that are offering other things that, in all reality, this could and would fulfill their solution just fine. But I digress. Earlier, I was thinking about just how this could easily evolve and quickly be a solution for projects that are just trying to figure out a way to quickly and easily embed a marketplace solution for anything, whether that be additional like gaming gear for NFTs or a Web3 game. The already built system that we have could easily fulfill that need. So we could read all of their tokens, provide token IDs, provide the merchant solution to transact the goods and so forth. We don't necessarily have those things on display right now just because we aren't doing those things. Here soon, the next upgrade that we'll have for MerchLabz, the one that we're working on now in the background, will implement some of this. So it'll kind of enlighten people a little bit more to the capabilities. Sorry, what is that? Marky, what up, man? Fine, don't talk. Oh, no, wait. I think it was...
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Good. I'm at the gun club at a dinner. I just want to pop in and say hi to my fam.
Oh, man. Yeah, very nice. Did you say you're at the gun club dinner?
Yep. Let's freedom ring all night.
Evening.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, man?
Yeah. So I just got back in. I've been on a bit of a late one. I took my my eldest out with me tonight for a few beers with some of my old mates and stuff. Had a really good night. So
It's
just
like
got back.
1:30
My wife has been out with her auntie listening to Alexander O'Neill tribute band. We're just listening to some recaps. So yeah, good night.
Yeah, but it's like 1:30 in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's late. It's a late one.
Okay. We definitely have a lively crew. Okay, so yeah, like the next upgrade will definitely, hopefully, be a little bit more enlightening to what the further capabilities are. Because again, right now we're talking about just actual merchandise, because that's the immediate fulfillment offering that we wanted to bring to the market. That's what we saw the need for, what we know people will immediately utilize and want. The desire was there. So bring that to the market quickly, easily. But we all have been a part of projects, tokens, something that are always trying to find a way to, have that open marketplace for something, whether it's a clone of Fiverr, whether it's a clone of a trading card company, something. There's always some little gimmicky idea. For instance, that over-the-counter marketplace that's about to open from those guys, I think it's Master Key Finance. Their big utility is like, hey, we're gonna have an over-the-counter marketplace for tokens. You can come buy and sell tokens tax-free. Well, in all reality, if we wanted to go and immediately fulfill their utility for them without them having to build anything, we could do that with this technology that's already built and available. And cooler, because we could do more with it. And we could add in extra features quickly and easily. We won't be doing that for them. I don't have any plans to do anything like that. My general point is here that it's not going to stop at just the merchandise items that you're going to see coming out of these projects over the next few weeks. You're going to be able to see a little bit more ecosystem engaging transactions coming from MetaLabz as well over time. And in short order, hopefully this next update that we do can shine a little bit more light onto that. All right. So I think that's my general synopsis of what MetaLabz is, what we're doing with it so far. So next, I probably want to shine a little bit light on how the next little rollout will go for MetaLabz and how we'll handle marketing and stuff. Currently, we're live. Obviously, again, go check it out. Buy stuff. Enjoy stuff. We have 2 clients that should be live with items within the next, few days. After they're both live with items, we will then begin pushing marketing around the service of just the merchandise solution. MetaLabz as the solution for you. Begin doing some social media pushes there. Begin spreading the word. For a while, we might even offer some super discounts on either discounts or referral bonuses or something to kind of grease the wheels and get more people involved, pushing more and more projects towards that. We have, again, some cost involved outside of just the cost that we're forwarding through. The forwarded through cost is, hard cost, hosted cost. but we absorb all that labor cost, any time and efforts that go into providing this service, building the service, keeping everything going. All that stuff's absorbed, and we're absolutely happy and willing to do that as long as everything is pushing forward. So as soon as we have a chance, as soon as we have these next couple guys on, loaded, operating, we have different collections doing different things. That way there's a full example experience for potential clients to look at, inspect for themselves what the real world implementation of this system looks like, how smooth and easy it is. But it's admin.
But this is admin trolling.
He's been living with me for too long. Anyways, all right. So yeah, once it's live and other people are able to go and look at it, enjoy it, love it, and see how easy it is and how great of an experience it is, I have no doubt in my mind that it's an easy sell, because this is really easy here. This is something that's needed in the market. It's something that wasn't there, that needs to be there. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We found that solution. We're providing it. I have no doubt that this is going to catch on like wildfire, and we'll be busy. All right. So that's it for the MetaLabz discussion. Thank you all for joining me who came and caught it live. If you're listening to this recording, I really appreciate you taking the extra time and going back and listening. I will post a summary of this talk at some point. Not immediately, but I will at some point. And then tomorrow night, I believe the discussion is on liquidity staking. Alrighty, guys. Thank you all very, very much for taking your time to come listen, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Alright, I left, but then I came back because that was the official ending. So you'll cut it there, Dusty, if you can trim this down. But if any of you guys need to talk about anything, I'm always here for you. Well, I didn't want to talk to any of you anyways. Bye.